In this video, we're going to cover restricting access to data or our database. So before we talk about that, we need to understand a relational database. A relational database is made up of multiple relations, also known as tables in our database. When we're in the modeling stage, they're commonly referred to as entities. And inside of these tables, we have fields that are called columns or attributes, depending on if we're in the modeling stage as well. And then we also have records, which are rows. And then for each row, we're going to have a key that uniquely identifies each record. So how can we restrict access to this data? Well, there are several different methods we can employ. The first one is to restrict complete access to the table altogether. This would be by using the granting or revoking commands that are part of most database environments. Additionally, we can use views to restrict access to rows as well as restrict access to columns. These views can even go a little bit deeper and restrict access to data granularity to ensure that only specific things can be found or interpreted based on the privileges that an individual has access to. Additionally, we should restrict access to our database model to a few employees to ensure only those that need to have access to our data model are the ones that do have access to our data model. And finally, we want to restrict access to our entire database. And this could be through password controls or other different types of controls. So I've created a Mongo database. And normally when you launch the Mongo database, you launch it forcing users to log in using a password. But I forgot to enable that when I launched the Mongo database. And I had a user that actually was able to gain access to my Mongo database and encrypt all the data. And when I went to it and looked at it, it said, you must pay this amount of Bitcoin to be able to recover your data. The good thing is that the Mongo database is more just a test database or to allow my students to learn and become more familiar with the Mongo environment. So it didn't really impact real data that I cared about, but it was a rude awakening about forgetting to restrict access to my database. Thanks for watching my video. Feel free to click the links here to watch the next video of the playlist, continue to the next playlist, or subscribe.